When you started chasing your own dreams and honoring your own needs, that's when things shifted. Suddenly, you weren't as convenient anymore. You weren't as easy to pin down. And the truth is, they were never in love with you. They were in love with your ability to make their life easy. And once that stopped, they started to fade away. They didn't know how to handle someone who knew their worth and wasn't afraid to demand respect. The bottom line is this: when you stop being convenient, you force people to recognize your value. You stop being a backup plan. You stop being an option, and you start becoming the priority. You teach people how to treat you by refusing to bend over backward for them. And the ones who truly value you, they'll rise to the occasion. They'll respect your boundaries. They'll understand that you're no longer an easy option, but a choice worth making. The ones who can't handle it, they'll fade away, and that's okay. Because you're no longer interested in being someone's convenience. You're here to be someone's priority. You weren't as easy to pin down. And the truth is, they were never in love with you. They were in love with your ability to make their life easy. And once that stopped, they started to fade away. They didn't know how to handle someone who knew their worth and wasn't afraid to demand respect. The bottom line is this: when you stop being convenient, you force people to recognize your value. You stop being a backup plan. You stop being an option, and you start becoming the priority. You teach people how to treat you by refusing to bend over backward for them. And the ones who truly value you, they'll rise to the occasion. They'll respect your boundaries. They'll understand that you're no longer an easy option, but a choice worth making. The ones who can't handle it, they'll fade away, and that's okay. Because you're no longer interested in being someone's convenience. You're here to be someone's priority. They're testing your reaction. Every day life throws challenges your way. But sometimes it's not just about the situation itself, it's about how you react to it. People, situations, even the world around you, everyone and everything is watching, waiting to see how you'll respond. When you face setbacks, disappointments, and moments of frustration, there's always an underlying test. It's a test of your resilience, your patience, your strength, and your character. How you react is everything. Think about that moment when someone in your life, whether it's a friend, a partner, or even a colleague, said something that struck a nerve. Maybe it was a comment that felt disrespectful or a situation that made you question their loyalty. You felt the anger rising, your blood boiling, ready to fire back. But then, something clicked inside of you. You realized that this wasn't just about their words. It was about how you chose to respond. In that moment, you had a choice. To react out of emotion, or to respond with grace, wisdom, and strength. That's the test. They're testing how much you've grown, how much you've learned from the struggles and challenges of your past. How far you've come from the person who would have fired back with hurtful words, to the person who now knows that silence, calm, and control are the true signs of power. The old version of you might have crumbled under the weight of their words, but the new version of you, she doesn't react impulsively. She doesn't let anyone dictate her emotional state. This test isn't just about the people around you. It's about life itself. Maybe your car breaks down on the way to an important meeting. Maybe you miss out on an opportunity you worked so hard for. Life throws its curveballs at you to see how you'll handle them. Will you spiral into frustration, letting the situation control your mood and your day? Or will you find the calm in the chaos, focus on what's next, and find a solution? It's easy to let life dictate your emotions. But the real power comes when you dictate your emotions, regardless of what life throws your way. Even in relationships, people test you. They say things to see how much they can push your boundaries, how much they can get away with. It's a subtle dance, one where they'll poke and prod to see how much you'll tolerate before you break. But every time you hold your ground, every time you stay true to yourself and your values, you're passing the test. You're showing them and yourself that you will not be manipulated. You will not be disrespected, and you won't let anyone dictate your emotional peace. And let's not forget the ones who push you to your limits, never giving back, They want to see how much they can drain from you before you finally say, no more. But when you finally stand up for yourself, when you stop letting them take advantage of your kindness, you realize the test wasn't just about them. It was about you finding the strength to say, enough. It's about reclaiming your energy and your peace. This is life's great challenge to us all. How do we react when everything around us feels chaotic, unfair, or challenging? The way you respond, how you carry yourself, your ability to stay grounded, says everything about your growth. So the next time someone tests you, whether through words or actions, remember, this is your moment to rise. It's not about their words, their actions, or their tests. It's about your strength, your peace, and your reaction. Your response will define you. And it will prove to the world and to yourself that you are in control of your destiny. Your growth triggers their insecurities. The moment you start stepping into your own power, the moment you begin to rise above the struggles that once held you back, something changes. Your energy shifts. And with that shift comes the discomfort of those around you who aren't ready to face their own limitations. When you evolve, when you push through the boundaries you once thought were impossible, you begin to trigger something in others, their insecurities. And it's not your fault. It's a reflection of where they are in their journey, not yours. Let's talk about that time when you started achieving goals that once seemed out of reach. Maybe it was getting that promotion at work, starting that business you'd always dreamed of, or simply leveling up in the way you carry yourself. You started walking with confidence, you started achieving success, and suddenly, people who once supported you now looked at you differently. The energy changed. Maybe they threw shade, subtly belittling your achievements. Why? Because your growth made them confront the fact that they were stuck. Your forward momentum forced them to face their own fears, their own doubts, their own unspoken limitations. It's like when you see someone close to you start making strides in their health and fitness journey. They're eating better, working out, and feeling better about themselves. Instead of cheering them on, some people feel threatened. They feel uncomfortable because it reminds them of their own unfulfilled goals. They feel exposed. It's easier to criticize or belittle their progress than to acknowledge the hard work that went into it. That's because your growth, your transformation, triggers something within them, a deep-rooted insecurity that they haven't dealt with yet. It forces them to face the fact that they've been holding themselves back, that they've been settling, that they haven't pushed themselves to the same heights. And instead of looking at you with admiration, they begin to look at you with envy. But the key here is to remember, this is not about you. This is about them. Think about the friends who've known you for years. You've been through ups and downs together, but the moment you start leveling up, whether it's in your career, your relationships, or your personal growth, some of them begin to fade. They might not directly say it, but their actions speak volumes. Maybe they start making passive-aggressive comments, subtly trying to cut you down. Or perhaps they don't acknowledge your successes at all. Why? Because your growth forces them to confront their own stagnation. They have to face the truth that they're not pushing themselves, that they're not challenging themselves the way you are. And that's uncomfortable. It's easier for them to stay in a place of denial, where they don't have to acknowledge their own lack of progress. And in romantic relationships, this can be even more pronounced. As you evolve and grow into your best self, you might find that the person you're with starts to feel threatened. They might not be as supportive as they once were. Or they might make comments that undermine your achievements. They might even try to hold you back, whether intentionally or not, because your growth reminds them of their own potential that they haven't fully tapped into. It's not your responsibility to carry them through their insecurities, but it is your responsibility to recognize that their reaction is a reflection of where they are, not where you are. So what do you do when you realize your growth is triggering their insecurities? You keep moving forward. You don't dim your light to make others feel comfortable. You don't shrink yourself to make them feel better about where they are. You continue to rise, to evolve, and to thrive. Understand that the discomfort they feel is their own battle, and it's not your job to carry that burden for them. Your growth is a reflection of your hard work, your dedication, and your refusal to stay stagnant. The people who are meant for you will celebrate your success, will cheer you on, and will rise with you. Those who can't handle your growth will fall away, and that's okay. They are simply not ready to face their own fears, and that's something only they can work through. Your job is to continue shining, continue growing, and continue being unapologetically you. Because your growth isn't just a victory for you. It's a reminder to everyone else that they too can push through their insecurities and reach new heights. As we wrap up today's journey, let me leave you with this. The greatest power you possess is the power to never give up on yourself. In the face of adversity, in the times when life seems to be stripping away everything that once made you feel secure, remember, you are not losing, you are being prepared for the life you truly deserve. Don't ever underestimate your ability to rise from the ashes, to transform the pain into power, and to create a life that others only dream of. Remember, you are the creator of your own destiny. Every challenge, every setback, every obstacle is just another opportunity for you to show the world, and more importantly, yourself, just how strong, resilient, and unstoppable you truly are. The world will try to break you, people will try to discourage you. But as the saying goes, the wound is the place where the light enters you. It is through the darkest times that your brightest light shines. Never forget that. When others doubt you, let that fuel you to go even harder. When others question your decisions, let that be the spark that ignites your passion. When they ignore your brilliance, let that be the fuel that pushes you to make your success undeniable. You are not defined by your past. You are not defined by your failures. You are defined by how you rise, how you fight, and how you keep going when everyone else would have quit. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get up. Every time you rise from a fall, you become stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling whatever life throws at you. Let the haters be your motivators. Let their doubts propel you to reach new heights. Because at the end of the day, the only person you need to prove anything to is yourself. When you start living for you, when you start trusting the journey that's unfolding for you, you begin to realize that the universe is conspiring in your favor. Every door that shuts, every person that walks away is making room for something better, something more aligned with your purpose. You see, the truth is this. What you are capable of is beyond what you can even imagine right now. You have untapped potential inside of you, waiting to burst forth. The world has yet to see your full power. And the only way for that to happen is for you to keep moving forward, regardless of the setbacks, the failures, or the moments when you feel like quitting. Keep moving forward. When life gets tough, don't ask for an easier path. Ask for a stronger you. Because the greatest power you will ever have is the ability to persevere, to believe in yourself when no one else does, and to keep fighting for the life you envision, no matter the obstacles. So stand tall, walk with confidence, Own your space. You are not here by mistake. You are here because you are meant to shine, meant to rise, meant to leave a mark on this world. Never doubt your worth. You were made for greatness. Every moment of pain, every moment of struggle has been preparing you for this. Remember, the best is yet to come. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Keep believing, keep fighting, and keep rising. Your time is now. And when you finally look back at all the challenges you faced and conquered, you'll smile and say, I did that, and I am just getting started. So step into your future with courage. The world is waiting for you. Now go and show them what you're made of.